this is the start of the new challenge. Also, I've been gone for a while. I explained kind of what went on. I was enjoying Priest, and I was enjoying the season. That's really it. And I didn't want to talk over like while the season was going on because I didn't like starting the season like not at the very beginning. So this is my sort of my goal and my plan for this season coming up. It's mainly going to be Mythic Plus, firstly. So the reason for that is that there's no real progress rating going on anymore. And these characters that I'll be showing off, because there's multiple characters, and it's to do every melee class and spec. So that doesn't mean for like hunters or no, for priests. I keep on saying range classes. That doesn't mean for a class like rogue. I get KSM or like the 20 tiles of the tormented hero tile, I think it'll be called. Class. I won't get that just on like playing all three specs. Like one key does one, another key I'm playing outlaw, and the other one I'm doing sub. It'll all be 15s to 20s every spec on radio, and I'll show you as soon as I do it. So this character so far is in the head because it is my main character. So it doesn't show, but I'm only missing 2 keys, so let me show you. Yeah, I've done 6 keys this week, 1 hour time, and most of them are actually in time, which I was really happy about. So I didn't get Iron Dogs in time. I think it was 4 minutes and 40 seconds over. Tried lower and I didn't get into junkyard keys, so that happens. But overall, this is sort of, I'm going into melee classes because that's what I really am enjoying. Because range is just very passive, and that's why I stopped playing it. Ultimately, I didn't like how I was sort of doing lazy things, and I'll explain as I go on to other classes. So my KSM will start first on the Shaman. I'll get that probably in 3rd week, so a little bit behind everyone else, but it will be done overall very quickly, and then I'll start pushing it. So my plan is for that is I'm going to get KSM and then have my Shaman as maybe doing 2 boxes a week. And here's where it gets interesting. So the DK. The DK is in a great position for this challenge because it has a really good Mythic Plus spec, which is Frost, if you know how to play around it. I think Frost DKs are, I believe, one of the most slept on DPS specs because the amount of damage and consistent and long damage you can do, I don't think it's parallel. I think it's Warlock level last season. So what I'll be doing in this is I'll be playing Frost first, and then I'll be going into Unholy, and that's where it gets interesting because then I have to make a decision because there's not a lot of Unholy DKs that I see in keys. So Frenzy Monstrosity is what I did in PvP because I used to PvP on this character. And then it comes in, okay, do I want a Death Claw to get increased duration on my Dark Transformation? Like, there's a lot of other legendaries that I want to try out. And I believe this is a good time to do it because even if you find out none of them are really good, having that time to spend on these classes make it so next season when Dragonflight hits, I get a better feeling of all these classes and what the actual tuning's doing. So this is one of the reasons I'm doing this challenge, is I want to be more informed on the melee side. Since I'm in a guild that doesn't clear Cutting Edge right now, it means that I don't have the privilege that other, I would say, Mythic Raiders do have, where they can play a class at the start, get Cutting Edge fairly soon, maybe halfway through the season, probably the first third or quarter. That leaves it so that means you can play other classes during that time. And here comes a class that I've never actually mained. I never mained DK as well, but DK has always been a class that I've really wanted to play, but for one reason or another I stopped. Holding myself to the challenge, I'm going to be playing it. So this character was boosted when I got Dragonflight. I'm very happy that I got Dragonflight firstly. And this is, I think, the first time where you get a class where Unholy has got AoE potential, Arms really doesn't outside of your Legendary working with Avatar. So right now with the Legendary, how it reads is if you get, when you press one of your ability, if you press Blade Storm or Avatar or Recklessness, you get one of the other two. So if I press Avatar in this scenario, alright, amazing. I get Blade Fairy. It's a short cooldown. That's good. So I can go Blade Fairy into Blade Fairy. I also got Reckless going up, so I get more critical strike chance. It works. It's a good build. And I'm looking forward to it. Like, this is also giving me time to really evaluate mains, because it's a hard thing to say, and it's annoying that WoW is like this, but MMOs are like this, where picking a main, you're really hoping you make a good decision, or you don't know if you're actually making a good decision. I don't know. I've never mained a Demon Hunter as in like proper gear, and I mained it when I first played WoW in Legion when it came out. Then I moved to Paladin because everyone said, look, if you're playing WoW for the first time, level a character and you'll understand the character better. So I'm showing you all the gear because that means next week, or at least on the Wednesday or Tuesday, you'll see the progress I made on this. So this character's only got 2 set, but 2 of the pieces can be catalyzed. And also a lot of the troubles I'm going to be poking through is things that I want to be addressing Dragonflight, which is really alt gearing. And it's making a good time because I'm going through all these characters. I missed 2 dungeons this week on my main for KSM because I wanted to play other characters to gear them up. And it's a perfect time, like, not streaming, which I'm also, that's a good thing to know. I'll be going back to streaming, probably a weird schedule. I haven't quite decided yet, but I want to just stream again, show all the stuff off. And yeah, I'm just showing off these different classes so you get an idea where the gearing is, so you can understand, like, why is he only doing the 4? He's trying to hit KSM. Why is he doing 15s and like doing 10 keys a week? Well, I don't have the time for that, you know. Also, this whole add-on is called Narcissus. I think it's one of the best add-ons since I've moved away from LVI. So yeah, you can see I've got 1 tier set, 2 tier set, that's it. This can't be catalyzed, and neither, I believe this can. But seeing these classes, it also gives me an idea of like what the problem is that some of them are having. Like, I never see Assassination Rogue, and then I tried doing AoE stuff on Assassination Rogue, and I understand why you never see them. They're not, there's no real good ability for Assassination Rogue, which puts him in a weird position because look, LFR, I did it in my Mythic Plus talents that I've been playing, so where's the AoE supposed to come from? Poison Bomb can be it, Crimson should be it, but it doesn't last long enough, or Ash die too quickly. Hidden Blade, if there's a legendary that paired with this, similar to the, where is it? There's an ability, Flying Daggers. If this was baked into it, or this was a legendary, it would make it sort of like, you do single target for like a pack. At the very end you might hit it, or at the very start of the pack, and then you build it up, and then at the very end you save it for the next pack at the start. There's no real AoE. This is why I'm doing Assassination first, because there's no, I feel like, good AoE potential in this. Subtlety, there is. Black Powder is amazing, simple AoE button. That's not really your job as sub, but you can do it. Outlaw's amazing. I played it back in BFA when it was broken, and I enjoyed that I did it. And yeah, going through these classes, also you realise that by this point I'll have nearly all of the range classes in a position to do KSM with, but I will definitely have all the tanks done. I'm going to do tanks next. That's the plan. Is every season I want to do all melee, all tanks, all range, all healers. The reason I'm doing healers last is because I've actually had them. Actually, before this expansion, I had the most experience as a healer and I think people are going to hate me on this because I don't do really high keys. Healing is stressful and not hard at the same time. I don't know how to describe it. In the sense that being a healer, if someone dies because they did something wrong, I don't feel bad. You did something wrong, I can't heal you for that, because I came from Disc Priest and Paladin, where I can't heal bad mistakes, where Holy Priest can right now. Paladin's the exact opposite. Change the subject, sorry. Paladin's in a different place to Assassination, where this is sort of the build I've been told or seen that's popular. The big thing with Paladin is it's baked in really good damage. Like, everything should work. The tuning's bad though. I haven't got the legendary, but I feel like this legendary, honest to God, could be a bottom row talent. Like, Final Recklessness is also really good, maybe in this row, because you got Heal in Hand and Self Heal. Why do you have 2 healings in that and then Justice, which I don't think I've played when that's been relevant. So if this ability literally just went there, it'd be amazing, but a lot of the talent changes that are happening. And yeah, so the general plan is to hit 15 keys on all melee, and then they're going to take a backseat, and then I'll be doing all tanks. And I'm going to be reevaluating because I want to be more in that melee role, because melee, range going to melee was a lot harder than I thought. I went melee to range back in BFA when I first started playing, and it was just a lot easier. Like, being range, you're punished for not knowing where you want to do what you're doing. As a melee, you're punished if you don't know how to do it. Like, your damage just sucks so much. But that might just be because I'm yeah, the monk is not leveled yet, but the monk is also the character I played the least ever. Like, I never played this in high-end content. Every other class I've mained. Actually, I think every other class I've played at high-end content besides tanks. Oh no, monk and warrior, but warrior I've already played more. So a lot of this is to show off what I think about this, and this is the class I actually dislike the most so far. I watched Psych Bear. I think that's what his name is still. I believe he still goes by Psych Bear. I'm just checking now on Twitter. Oh no, it's Psy he goes by. Yeah. Psy, and he makes this class look really good. So there's Hippo, who's, I think, he's in NA. I don't know if he used to be in Pieces or he's in Liquid. I can't remember. But this class somehow feels harder and worse to play than Assassination Rogue, and it doesn't have but this class in single target feels fun. I don't know how to describe it. This is how it just feels. I know my stats aren't good, and this is the thing, I'm also going to be every week talking about the classes and what I've learned from them, and then going on to tanks and then figuring out what I learned from them. And I think this is something that I might do, because I want to eventually be in the position where if I was going to a new guild, I can not balance, but ideal situation is I get into a mythic guild and we're clearing mythic, because I want to be able to play all these characters for fun, realistically. So yeah, and the last 2 characters which I actually need to check solo classes. Yep, I've got all of them. Here's my priest, which you've all seen on the channel before. Dots need to be reworked. This is where I think Fel Druid is struggling, and also priest, where their dots in AoE doesn't make sense anymore. Now I've got 2 warlocks. I've got my Orc Warlock, which is my original name, and then my Dark Iron Warlock, which I want for the hedged armor, and also I like Dark Irons more, so I'm probably going to level this up as well. So overall, the plan is to do KSM on melee, KSM on tanks, then evaluate if do I want to push into 20s, or do I want to then go KSM into healer and range. then it'll be 20s in the same order or whatever order I feel like. Because it might be that by the end of this I want to start going into DPS tanking, where I DPS in keys and tank, no, DPS in raid and tank in keys, because I've never played all these classes at a high enough level to make a decision. Yeah, overall, that's it. And I hope the sound works this time. Enjoy the season and see you next video.